Hey everybody, it's been a while since we went live. Like the last time was we were live streaming that brush fire, but today we are just hanging out. And I figured we would talk about the tropics and why is it so darn hot? It has been ridiculously hot, especially here in Texas. And I guess I figured we would talk about it. I've just been lazy. But hey, pizza! Thanks for hopping on. Don't forget to smash the like button. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the tropics. We did have that one that went up through California and Arizona. That's causing lots of flooding issues there. Um, that's already kind of happened, so we're not going to really talk too much about that. I wanted to stream about it before, but I just didn't get around to it. Right now we have the closest one to the CONUS is Tropical Depression 9, which should become, I think, Harold. Um, and then, of course, we have Franklin, Gert, and then we have some other disturbances out here in the Atlantic. But Tropical Depression 9 is pretty much going to affect South Texas, and that's it. Um, so if you don't live in South Texas, then it's probably not of concern to you at all. Um, but I just wanted to bring it up and let y'all see that one. We've also got Franklin out here. This one is forecasted to basically just go through the Caribbean here. There's not much. There's not much else to say. And then it's going to pass through there, just to the east of Cuba, and then, well, it's done. It's going to be a hurricane, but it'll be out in the middle of the Atlantic, so it's not going to have much impact to the CONUS. Gert, pretty much not much going on with Gert. I mean, it's just really not much going on. And then we have these two disturbances, which have a pretty low chance of formation, so we'll wait to talk about those on another day. One of the other things I wanted to talk about was just the ridiculous heat. Here you can see the red flag warnings and excessive heat warnings. It's kind of hard to differentiate their color there, but I think most of these are excessive heat warnings that go all the way up into Iowa and then up into Wisconsin, Minnesota. It's pretty ridiculous. We've been dealing with it here in North Texas, and oh my god, I just can't with this weather. We've had record heat here. I think Wichita Falls broke the all-time high of 100 set the all-time high at 113 degrees the other day, and we've been hovering somewhere around 107, 108, 109 degrees for the last 2 weeks or more. It's been pretty terrible, to be perfectly honest. My grass is completely dry and dead, and not growing, which means I don't have to cut it, but it's just a real pain in the rear. Um, but you can also see some of the flood warnings and flood watches going up in here into Nevada from that tropical storm that pushed through Southern California. And yeah, wow. Let's see. Let's go take a look at temperatures. So temperatures are pretty hot. Let's look at. I mean, if you're anywhere in the Central Plains, it's hot. Particularly in the red areas, and then yellow. Man, I wish it was in the 90s. Upper Mississippi Valley, and Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and of course you're in the Northeast. You got nice temperatures, but down here in the Southern Plains, it's just ridiculously hot. I just can't take it anymore. I'm ready for it to be over already. And what's causing all this heat? Well, okay, this wanted to go on its own. We've got this dome of high pressure here with all of this, and any one of the reasons why that tropical storm / depression is not going north is because of this dome of high pressure. So this dome of high pressure is basically forcing that tropical storm into South Texas, and it's going to kind of skirt it up into Mexico as a low pressure system probably by the time it crosses Texas. But yeah, this dome of high pressure doesn't look like it's going anywhere for a while. If we advance this, it just kind of sticks around, and you can see that low pressure sitting there, and it's kind of making a dent, but it kind of goes up and then disappears. But this high pressure just kind of sticks around, and all the weather is going around it. So probably no rain and lots of heat. But notice it starts to break down, and then we've got this, but it kind of pushes off to the northwest here, or off to the west. So this high pressure, get this upper level low coming in, this trough, but then this high pressure just pushes it up and up into Canada. It's just absolutely ridiculous. The internet here in my house is being really dumb. So you'll have to excuse me if the internet quality or the video quality is not that great. But man, what a summer. We had lots of storms beginning at the beginning of summer and going into midsummer, and now that it's towards the end of the summer, it's finally hot. I'm really ready for September and October whenever the temperatures cool off. Also, my electric bill to cool off. But oh, excuse me. 1 second. Oh, excuse me there. I had to sneeze for a little bit, but I just wanted to hop on and say hi to everybody. I know it's been a while. Looks like we don't have anybody right now. Let me just see if this is actually even working. Is this even like functional? Yeah, it looks like it's sort of functional. Yeah, but anyway, we got somebody hop back on there. But that's pretty much all I had to talk about. Was just this ridiculous heat and the tropics starting to get going. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? Then feel free to join the chat. And we'll get moving. I wish there was some storm chasing to do. It's just not been happening for us. It's with this ridiculous weather pattern, not as much severe weather. And when there was severe weather, I wasn't able to go chase it. So hopefully that changes here in September, October, November. Hopefully you guys, I think you guys can hear me. Yeah. But, oh yeah, okay, we're back to having a good connection again. Hopefully we get a few people to hop back on. But, what a summer. Yeah, you're the only one, Pizza. That's okay. I appreciate you hopping on here. It's my fault for not being consistent with the live streaming or posting of content. I've just not been able to, or been in the mood to post, and I didn't want to post terrible content. So I just didn't post anything. But no, it's hopefully everything gets going again. I want some chasing, but chasing is expensive, and we'll see how that goes. But well, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, you can hear me. Okay. Cool. I'm glad you can hear me. I just wanted to make sure. I was kind of trying to wonder why why the people that were on hopped off. Maybe it's because this is boring. But I don't know. I figured we would talk a little bit about the weather, and yeah, there you go. Appreciate that. But yeah, this high pressure, this dome of high pressure is ridiculous. Yeah, this is my first summer living up here in North. Hey, Dean. This is my first summer living up here in North Texas, up in the Wichita Falls area, and my goodness, it's been worse than living in South Texas, where I'm from. It's just been constant hot, multiple weeks of 100-degree temperatures every single day. It's just absolutely terrible. But it is what it is. I mean, it'll back off, and then we'll start getting some cold fronts in and some more storms, and hopefully the storms are worth chasing, and we can get out there and chase them. But northern Alabama, it's hot there too. Yeah, that high pressure is kind of just sitting over pretty much most of the central and eastern part of the country right now, as you can see on the chart there. The center of the high pressure is sitting right over the Corn Belt right now in Iowa, and man, it's getting bad there. It's gonna be bad there the next couple days. But yeah, in Alabama, I can definitely see where it would be hot, and with the high pressure, you're not probably getting any moisture out there because it's dragging air from. You can see these arrows. It's dragging air from basically the north up here, and all that air is just getting compressed under this high pressure, and there's nowhere for it to draw moisture from. Only moisture is coming out of the Gulf down here at the bottom, but it's going into Mexico and then up, and then you can see over here where all the winds are. That's where all that tropical systems have been pushed and whatnot. So there's just no moisture. We've been under wildfire dangers and all of that, and it's just been terrible. Feel like temps of 105 to 115. Yeah, it's been pretty nasty. If I go look at my local NWS page, Wichita Falls 109, Ada, Oklahoma 115, 114 in Stillwater, 113 in Ponca City. Let's go take a look at your area, Dean. You said northern Alabama, so let's go ahead and click northern Alabama and see what they've got. Let's see. Extended forecast. Oh, that's interesting. I've not seen anybody do it that way before. 96 in Florence, 93 in Russellville, 96 in Huntsville. Yeah, so y'all are in the low to mid 90s there. Man, I wish it was that temperature here. I would love to have those kind of temps right now. Looks like y'all got a heat advisory out for parts of northwestern Alabama on Tuesday. And then, heat index values of 101 to 106 in portions of the advisory area. So, it's definitely hot over there, especially for you guys. That's just absolutely atrocious. Temps tonight don't look too bad, lower 70s. I think for us it's in the upper or low to mid 80s maybe. But oh my God, I just can't with this weather. And with this comes no severe weather, so nothing to chase. We did have that one severe storm a week or so ago. We got lucky, but it wasn't much to write home about, although it did do some damage with the microburst. But man, I had to do that with my cell phone because I've not paid for. I didn't want to pay for data for a whole month and only use it for one day, so I just used my cell phone instead of my normal data. But man, it's just been terrible weather. I hate this weather. I keep saying that, but it's bad. I don't like it. Tropics still going along. Tropical Depression 9 should become Harold. We got Franklin and Gert out here that aren't really going to impact the U.S. at all. Yeah, it is definitely hard to breathe when it's that hot outside. I've been, thankfully, because it's been so hot, the grass hasn't been growing, so I haven't had to cut it. Because there's no way I'm going out there in that heat to cut the grass. But, as soon as it cools off and maybe we get some rain, I'll actually have grass to cut. But for now, I just don't have to worry about it, thankfully. But kids have started back in school, so I do have to go outside. Especially in the afternoon when I got to sit in line to pick them up. It's ridiculously hot. Oh, man. But, it's just been quite the year. Went from having all kinds of severe weather now to ridiculous heat. Watch, it'll probably be super cold in the wintertime. I guess we'll find out. But if anything you guys want to talk about, um, anything y'all want to go over? Yeah, I don't really. If it's super cold, I don't like it so much. But if it's just kind of cold, then I can handle that. Um, but these temperatures are just like I like it when it's like in the upper 60s, lower 70s. That's the best for me. Um, I'll take 50s too. I mean, I'll take anything over this heat right now, unless it's in the freezing territory. Of course, it will be eventually. Maybe we'll get some snow this year. Well, we can go take a look at that, Dean. But the only one that's really going to make it to anywhere is Tropical Depression 9. That one's going to go into South Texas. The high pressure is keeping it from going any further north. Um, Tropical Storm Franklin, that one is forecasted to cross over the Caribbean and go back out into the Atlantic as a, what is that? I can't see that. Tropical Storm, Hurricane. I'm going to have to go open this up. Yeah, tropical storm, and then goes back to a hurricane as it approaches Bermuda. But, one second. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, that one's not really going to impact the U.S. Um, Gert Gert is basically just sitting out there. I don't think it's going to do anything, at least not right now. And then these, there's no forecast on them since they're not even formed yet. So who knows what's going to happen with those. But you know, the tropics are definitely going. I mean, they've heated up, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But the only one that's really going to impact the states is going to be Tropical Depression 9 right now. Yeah, well, they're not going to move north until that high pressure moves out. Um, as long as that high pressure is sitting over most of the country, everything is just going to go around it, which is, you know, typical for summer. But this is a lot longer. This has been one of the hottest summers I can remember, at least since I was a kid. The summers back then were pretty hot. We had one down there in South Texas where it was, I remember, like 117 degrees at one point on the thermometer. But yeah, this up here is pretty bad. And over there in Alabama and other parts of the country are getting just hammered with this heat. Oh, but man, I'm getting old. I turned 40 this year, and I can feel it. Getting old sucks. It seems like right as I was approaching 40, you know, all my knees started hurting more, and I don't know, maybe it's just the weather, but God, it's terrible. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Just let me know if you guys want to talk about anything else, and we can. If you haven't joined our Discord, feel free to join our Discord. I haven't been so active in the Discord. There's just not a lot of people in there. There's a couple of our moderators that are there. And so this is our Discord. Feel free to join, and we have different areas where you can talk about different things. And the more people we get in here, the more active it'll be. So there you go. But yeah, if you guys want to join that, feel free to do that. There's a link on our YouTube channel page. You should be able to get to the Discord from there, if you're interested in that. Let's see, what else? I've been working on a few video ideas, although I haven't been able to really execute them. Some of the ones that I wanted to do that I just haven't gotten around to. One was going to go visit Matador, but I just haven't had the opportunity to drive out there. It's 2 hours away. and probably won't happen unless it's on a weekend. So we'll see how that goes. But and it's been hot, and I really don't want to go out there in this heat. So I'm probably gonna wait until it cools off a little bit to do anything like that. But I may try to do some other videos. I just don't want to put out terrible stuff that nobody watches. So I'm really trying to think about how I want to go about making content. Whenever there's nothing to do, live streaming storms is what I know most of you guys like to watch. But when there's no storms or whenever I can't make it out there, it's kind of difficult. But let's see. Well, let's see what else can we talk about here weather-wise. Let me see. Thinking. I don't know. I'm at a loss. What do you guys think? Those of you who are on, y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about? Well, that's pretty much it for the weather. I mean, there's not a lot going on other than the flooding in California and Nevada and Arizona, but that's to be expected with a tropical storm that goes through the desert. That's just, especially when they haven't had that much rain. They've been in a drought, so you're gonna have flash floods out there, which I've seen some video of, but I don't have any of that available. I would like to have gone out there if I could have, but it's just not possible for me. But yeah, anyway, if you guys don't have any other questions, I may end the stream, but I want to see if we get a few more people on while we're just kind of chilling here. Go back and I'll play the GFS. But yeah, you can see this here. Let's go look at this low pressure real quick. Oh my gosh, I gotta stop it. We go look at the mean surface level pressure, and my internet's just terrible today. It's been so hot, it's been messing up the internet provider's equipment. But let's see if we get it. It's just taking forever to load, which are probably also impacting the quality of this live stream. I hope it's not, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it unless I just start earlier. Every day around this time, it gets, the quality of the internet just kind of goes to garbage. So let's see. You see how long it's taking to load? And I have fiber internet. I have 1 gig fiber internet. It should have already loaded by now. I guess enough of it has loaded that we can look at this, but it doesn't want to load anything. It's crazy. Trying to get it to load. Golly. Yeah. Internet health is really bad right now. A lot of packet loss. High latency. It's just absolutely terrible right now. Only happens 7:30 to like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and then it goes back to normal. There's no reason it should take this long to load. This is ridiculous. Well, I guess we kind of got it to sort of load here. You can see this tropical depression. I think it's going to turn into a tropical storm here, and then crosses over here, and you can see it just kind of going around that high pressure, and then it just disappears completely. So it just, there's not much there to sustain it, especially once it gets over land, especially with a weaker system. But anyway, I think I will end this live stream here, unless you guys have something else y'all want to talk about, and I will talk to y'all on another day. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, Pizza and Dean and anybody else who was watching. Thank you guys for hopping on and spending a little bit of time with us. All right. Thank you. Have a good night.